Hello everybody and welcome back to Stellaris, where we are currently working a little bit on getting ourselves, hopefully, the center of the galactic market. I have no idea if we're going to actually succeed or not, because technically I don't know what increases our relative standing. So there's that. But I'm assuming it has to do with the trade value in some way. Now, can we get a trade value leader here? No, is the answer. Okay. Well, we'll grab Anna Brown for sure. That'll be fine. And let's just continue work on getting some upgrades going here. I do want to get Sirius upgraded as soon as possible, which in fact is possible right now. This is going to put us up over our Starbase cap, and I am aware of this. Okay, so let's take a quick look at what's...
Transmission.
You want to establish an embassy? Sure. We accept that. That is important to us, that everybody is welcome in Ethiopia, because everyone gets healthcare and everyone is Ethiopian. They just don't know it yet. We also want to be the underpinnings of the galactic market. That would be a fantastic move for us. We're building mining stations over here right now. And that's fine. We're also currently working on a few colony ships. Are we colonizing over here? You know, I'm actually unsure if we are or not. I know for a fact that we're colonizing here and here, right? But I don't believe that we're colonizing... Let's see here. If we go here and we go into colonize, yeah, planet already has a planned colony. So, perfect. We now know for a fact that we need to colonize over here. An embassy!
Construction
we accept.
complete.
Fantastic. And we're going to head up to Tau Ceti, but I do think that we probably want to purchase ourselves a few additional alloys here. Let's bump that up, and we are, of course, going to immediately begin working, not on this, on colonizing this world. There we go. Now, do we have enough here to build the Starbase here? Yes, we do, and so we shall. Fantastic. The 5th Fleet is on its way back over here to patrol. And we do, of course, want to work on bulking up our fleets eventually, but we're not in a huge rush on that front. So 215 more days here, and we do have additional trade value up here that we can collect. Now, Yidixa is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and like 5, 6, or 5, 6 away. That's going to be close, but it's not quite going to grab all these when it's fully upgraded. So we're probably also going to want one in approximately Isius, I would say, to collect additional trade value. Conveniently, that's already covered on this patrol route. So that's really not too bad. That does, of course, mean that we would be at 11, which means that we're going to have a 50% increased cost in Starbase maintenance. That's going to be extreme. I'm not sure that we can get away with that just yet, but we'll see what we can get. Okay, we're going to go ahead and grab our mining stations over here. Fantastic. The ISS Nobel is, of course, just chilling over here. That's to be expected. I think that we're going to grab ourselves a starbase at Dandar next. That'll be fine. And we do have those colony ships on their way out to various locations, of course. So that will be perfect. And fairly soon we're going to open our borders back up. In fact, we can go ahead and open our borders back up with these guys. Even though they're not going to open their borders with us, we're going to open our borders to them, because they're Ethiopian, so that's fine. These guys, we're going to keep our borders closed so that they don't grab this. Once we're done with that, then we'll be good. So the Sirius Starbase has just finished up. You can see here, 25% increase on that cost. Let's see what this goes to. That's not that bad, actually. That is not that bad. We're going to put in 2 trade hubs and an off-world trading company once we can. Now, we're only going to put in the 2 trade hubs. We only need the 1. We're only going to put in 2 so that we can get the extra trade value from the off-world trading company. That'll be fine, and this is finished construction over here. That's grabbing most of that. Let's go ahead and construct another trade port in Isius. So this will grab almost all of this trade. We're going to be missing 5 trade here in total. That'll be fine. And we're, of course, missing 5 trade down here as well. Now, will that be grabbed by Yidixa? I don't believe so. This is just going to be gone for now. We're going to... see, I'm just thinking about the patrol structure here. All we would have to patrol from a hypothetical station...
The conquest of a new
like here.
world has begun.
All we'd have to patrol would be Tribalor and Ilva. That wouldn't be too bad, but we would have to patrol it. Which isn't necessarily the best thing for us. That's definitely something to think about. But we have our colonies well underway. Getting more colonies is, of course, great. And we're going to want to continue to terraform these Arctic worlds. And this over here is a desert world and an Arctic world. The desert world. Let's see here. Desert world here. How much does that cost to terraform to continental? Okay, 5k. Good to know. So it's exactly the same. That is fine. There's been a war declared. We don't necessarily care about that at this exact moment. We're mostly waiting on the Isius station to complete here, and that's about 150 days away. Now...
Situation log.
Precursor discovery. Fantastic. Several recruits from our ground forces recently made a halo insertion onto the surface of Jask Fomat 1 as part of a survival training exercise. When the recruits were picked up again after 2 months, one of them reported several findings indicating that an ancient precursor civilization had a presence on this world long ago. We should investigate this. Okay, so there's a new archaeological site over here. We're going to immediately head on over and excavate that. It's going to be a while. In fact, we can research that sign of Ute activity there that I missed somehow. We do actually want to extend our curator deal, and we are going to sell off a few consumer goods to make that happen. Fantastic.
Construction complete.
So we're going to grab that, and then we're going to come up here and excavate that site. We will construct our research stations over here, and then we will build our starbase out there. Perfect. After we're done with that, of course, we'll grab our volatile motes and physics research, and then we'll have to go all the way back around and start grabbing this territory, which will be fine. We're not in too big of a rush for that, necessarily. And then we'll have to come back here at some point.
Construction complete.
Okay, construction has been completed on Sirius. We need that off-world trading company. For Isius, we're going to be finishing up this starport in just 20 days here. So let's let that tick on forward. There we go. And we're going to grab our trade hubs, like so. Let's go ahead and check our trade value on Earth. Still 66, and still considered adequate. Okay, so we can revoke our nomination. Is there any way that we can increase our... okay, boost nomination bid. That is a lot of influence. 216 more influence. 300 total influence. That is a whole lot. And we probably want to focus on that.
Achieved.
Cruisers are done. That's great. And let's grab... I would really... I guess mining station output will do here. Yeah, that'll do. So we have a few months left on those. That's fine. We are currently at 11 of 9 Starbase. Yeah. It's a lot. There's no doubt about it. We'll get there eventually, though. So actually, I'm thinking about not grabbing this just yet. Let's see. If we just move up here, we're at 96 influence. Okay. That's definitely rough.
Scientific breakthrough.
Advanced research complexes have finished up here. Let's grab research station output. That'll be fine. And our system capital complexes will finish up in a moment as well. Do we need to do anything on any of our worlds? Not currently. Okay, so we need a lot more influence here. We do have an unspent civic point, and we can definitely spend that, although I think we have to reform our government for that. Yeah, and that's 250 influence that we can't afford just yet. Starbase capacity +2 would be fantastic here, and that's what we're going to do. Excellent. Okay, so Isius is going to need to have an off-world trading company queued up. There we go. And I guess at this point we can throw our alloys, since we're not actually working on this out here, we can throw our alloys into our first fleet. That said, we have cruisers available now, and we should redesign our fleets. So, we have destroyers here, and we're actually going to... I want to delete our auto-destroyer design. There we go. I guess we can auto-upgrade that. Yeah, that's fine. And this one is our destroyer design, and we'll go ahead and create our cruiser design here. So, we currently have a broadside bow. I think we're going to go for an artillery bow. And what is the range on this? 100 versus 80. So we're going to go for the long-range railgun there. And then I think on the broadside core and broadside stern. Okay, we could do like a gunship stern, but I think we're going to be better off with a broadside stern here because this is probably going to be... Let's see, is this going to be a line computer? It'll attempt to stay at 50 range with a line computer. And this is a range of 75 and 60. So yeah, that's fine. We'll put a UV laser in there. And we'll just max this guy as out as we can. And we'll just put deflectors in here. We don't have very good defenses yet, and that's something we should probably work on shoring up. And then we can put an auxiliary fire control. In fact, we could put 2 auxiliary fire controls on this. I think that's fine. Evasion on cruisers is really quite bad. Okay, so we'll save that as the Ashoka class cruiser. Fantastic, and that will auto-upgrade. Okay, so now we need to go into our fleet manager. And we need to figure out how we want to do this. So these can have as many as 60 ships in them right now. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to merge together all of our non-patrolling fleets. I'm going to disband this frigate, and we are going to disband any of our non-standard ships. So this cruiser will as well get disbanded. There we go. Now our first and second fleets are going to be combined, like so. This is just the second fleet right now. I'm going to make it be the first fleet. Fantastic. And we'll need to modify this, of course. We don't want to have that in there. Ryazan class destroyers is correct, and we also want some cruisers. So, we have 50 total command limit here. Let's go ahead and back this off to 25, like so. Let's go for, say, 10 destroyers. We can only fit 3 cruisers for right now. I'd like to back off a few more corvettes here. So we're going to split off a few more of these. And we're going to split off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. This kind of becomes a de facto patrol fleet. We'll take a look at whether that needs to go anywhere. It may actually need to be a secondary patrol fleet up here. So we'll just send the 6th fleet up to Jasc Fomat for right now. And then the first fleet here will, of course, then have 20 and 5. Perfect. That's what we want right there. Okay, so we will go ahead and upgrade our corvettes. That'll be fine. Wait, did I reinforce them? I reinforced them. That actually created a destroyer. Let's cancel that destroyer, and I wanted to upgrade the corvettes. There we go. That's more like it. Fantastic.
Our ships have been made superior.
Okay, so we have 1.7k right now. We'll go ahead and reinforce that with a single destroyer. That'll be fine. Okay, all is looking good. So this fleet, of course, here is, we want it to be basically opposite of this fleet, and they'll like cross in the middle, right? Oh. So this happened. Our marketing campaign has borne fruit, and the market powers that be have seen fit to centralize much of their activity within the Sol system. That's amazing. I'm really, really happy about that. We never even promoted it. The Galactic Market Station has been established in the Sol system. That reduces our market fee by 10%. So there's the Galactic Market Station. While nominally amorphous and independent of galactic geopolitics, many of the administrative functions of the galactic market are physically located in this station. That is so good for us right now. So we actually can go ahead and continue spending our influence up here. That's fine now.
Special project complete.
A thorough investigation of Jacques Fomat 1 has unearthed evidence of a past Ute presence. An away team from the ISS Nobel has managed to bring a relatively well-preserved artifact back to the ship, which should hopefully increase our knowledge of this ancient civilization. Fantastic. So that's +1 there. How many more do we need? We have 4 of 6. Okay. And those are the already completed ones. Sure. So we should probably talk to, I believe, the curators. I want to go into the situation log and stop tracking this. But I believe we need to talk to the curators. Let's see, that's about the L gates. That's not really what we were looking for. There's one of these, I know, that we can talk to trade for... To trade for a... And not any of these. To trade for a Ute artifact piece is the term I'm looking for. It helps if I finish my words, generally.
We have established a new planetary base.
Excellent, a new colony.
Construction complete.
And we've finished up over here, increasing our trade. Fantastic. And our trade is going to continue to improve up here as well. That's great. And where is our 6th fleet at right now? They'll be arriving up here in just 70 days. Perfect. So yeah, we're just going to double our patrol presence over here for now. We're also going to go ahead and build our research and mining stations, and then we're going to make our way painstakingly around to here. Excellent. So they will be arriving in a few days here.
The conquest of a new world has begun.
We did just lose our engineering researcher. I guess we'll go for an industry expertise researcher. Fantastic. Okay, and the 6th fleet here can now begin their patrol from Jacques Fomat to... Well, technically, we don't need to go to Mira, right? Yeah, technically, we don't need to go to Mira. So they can go from Jacques Fomat over to... If I can find the patrol button. There we go. Over to Ibleria. And then these guys, they're going to go back to Ibleria. And we're actually going to reinforce them. They don't have their full patrol force. Fantastic. And once they arrive there, we do need to, of course, check our piracy values here. Okay, yeah, that's not bad at all. So we're just going to patrol them up over to Jacques Fomat. Like so. Now, that route will likely change when we take Minok, but it'll be a little bit before that happens. So that will be completely fine, of course, and we're going to build our starbase out over here as soon as that's prepared. In the meantime, we will continue bulking up our 1st fleet here, which, of course, is kind of becoming our only combat fleet because we're going to be pretty naval cap limited. So that will be fine. I would like, at this time... Oh, that market fee has been reduced. It's so nice. I would like, at this time, to sell off 5,000 minerals. Plus an additional 2,000. That puts us up over 5k. Next, we want to grab this world here, and we will begin terraforming that to a continental world. Fantastic. Now, this does have hostile fauna. That does give us society research, so that might not be a terrible research world. Sounds good to me. And we are, of course, working on this archaeological site over here in theory. Well, we're still moving to it. Okay. That's fine. We'll get that finished up as soon as we can. We are still working on bulking up this fleet. Okay, this resolution has been passed, and the Senate is in recess. Cooperative research channels, yes, I do support that. Fantastic. Absolutely wonderful. We're not really in a position just yet to forcibly give everyone healthcare, but we'll get there. Especially now that we're in a much more solid economic situation. That is absolutely great. A 10%
Construction
reduction
complete.
to those fees is huge. Absolutely enormous, in fact. So we're going to make our way on over and continue to reinforce this fleet as we can. Let's check in on our station, or rather on our planets real quick. So we have an available job here. We definitely want to build an industrial district. We have an available job on Procyon Prime as well. This is currently an agri-world. Ah, yes, this is the one that we were splitting between minerals and farms. That's fine. So we'll get that going. That will be absolutely fine. Getting more minerals will be good later on. And of course, we do have building slots available here. I do think that we should probably build an alloy foundry here as well as a civilian industry, just because we're going to need those. We haven't gotten a gene clinic yet, so I'm not sure if that's been removed from the game. The option hasn't come up. If so, that's going to make things complicated.
The conquest of a new world has begun.
Yeah, we've started colonizing over here. That's fantastic. We have 2 more colonies on the way in. At this point, we can probably sell off some
Scientific
consumer goods,
breakthrough achieved.
and so we shall. Starbase capacity +2. Yes, naval capacity, that is really solid for us. And starholds. That's really good for us too. Wonderful. So that'll be just fine. At this point, we're mostly saving up energy credits to be able to settle all of these worlds. And of course, we'll need to terraform them first. But that will be just fine. We'll be able to get those started pretty quickly since we managed to get the market nexus. That's a very, very solid advantage for us. I'm extremely pleased with that. I'm also going to sell off 1,000 exotic gases here. That will allow us to get 2 of these going. Size 14, size 13, size 14. Okay, so it'll be this one first. And we'll make that be a continental world, of course. And then we will also go for this size 14. Okay, they're becoming more egalitarian. That's completely fine by us. And that one has low gravity. Okay. So we'll get those
We have
terraformed.
established a new planetary base.
Fantastic. And we also got research station output. That's also amazing for us. X-ray lasers would be solid, as would disruptors. I think we're actually going to go for quantum energy states for right now. And we are potentially interested in reforming our government. What would we want to be? That would cost us 250. We can't quite do it yet. Nationalistic zeal isn't amazing for us. Minerals from miners. That's just a free building slot. That's fascinating. Pop consumer goods upkeep, that's really good. Admin cap is good too. I mean, diplomatic weight would be solid. Waives all influence costs for pop resettlement except for colony abandonment, and pop growth from immigration plus 15%. Interesting. That is definitely interesting. Well, we'll come back to that. We don't have the influence yet. Once down on the surface of Hokri 5, it was clear that a civilization had indeed flourished here until as recently as a few centuries ago. At some point, a sudden and total catastrophic event gripped the world. Apparently, some sort of internecine struggle, between nation-states led to a terminal exchange of weapons of mass destruction. Oddly, although the surface is scoured clean and dead, the sky is alive with the shifting hues of a perpetual aurora borealis. It's a striking vista, the desolate steel and stone carcasses of entire cities painted by the vibrant, scintillating colors dancing in the sky. Fantastic. We lost an envoy, apparently. Do we just get a new one? Yeah, I guess we just get a new one. Okay. Sounds good. This colony here needs a job. And what do we want to do with this colony? This looks like a good target for an industrial world. So we'll go ahead and get that started. Excellent. We're also going to sell off a few minerals, and yeah, I know that we should probably let this market replenish a bit, but we're going to sell off a few minerals and a little bit of food here, and we're going to use these energy credits to go ahead and start terraforming over here. No, I don't want to colonize this. I want to terraform it. That would help. There we go. Due to a major clerical error, parts of Turalim Prime have fallen behind in infrastructure maintenance and accommodation services. The people live in rather bleak conditions and will not tolerate it for long. Remedying these problems will cost us time and effort. Okay, so we have a strong community. We're going to help them recover. That is going to cost us 50 influence. We're okay with that. We do get a new tradition here. The branch office on Earth has been shut down. That's great. And we are going to, I think, go ahead and grab interstellar franchising. There we go. We do have a job available here. This is, I believe, a clerk job, and that should use up this unemployment. That should be completely fine. And with that, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we are going to continue building tall.
Planetary base.
You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I'll see you all next time, when we'll see if this actually ends up working. We'll see.